Welcome, my name is Andrew Swaby, and this is Lesson 9. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at the harmonic minor scale. In the previous lesson, we looked at the natural minor scale. Now, the harmonic minor scale and all minor scales, they're built off of major scale. So, for example, the C major scale is, for the C natural minor scale, we would have, so that's a lowered or a flatted third, a flatted sixth, a flatted seventh, back to the 1. And it's important for us that as we're learning these skills, we also learn how to do it up 2 octaves. All right, so you want to be able to do it over more than 1 octave. All right, ascending and descending. All right, and even with your left hand as well. So your homework was to go ahead and find all the natural minor scales. Well, in today's lesson, as we look at the harmonic minor scale, the harmonic minor scale is simply the raised 7th of the natural minor. So the natural minor scale again for C would be, we're going to raise the 7th note of that. So instead of hitting this note, which is the B flat, we're going to hit B natural and then back to the 1. So this creates a leading tone effect. So, all right, you hear that? All right, so composers would do this so that they can create tension in the harmony. So, for example, in the natural minor scale, if you were supposed to build a 5 chord on the 5th, it would be that for the natural. So, all right, I mean, that's cool and all, but it doesn't give me enough tension so that when I go back to the 1, I can feel the resolve, right? However, with the harmonic minor scale, because of that raised 7th, we now have a G major. Back to the 1, right? So now we have that kind of a feel. So we have right? And we'll hear the harmonic minor in a lot of different pieces. So in the last lesson, we looked at A minor because it was the relative, because C was the relative major scale, right? So then that is, all right? Now listen to this. Where have you heard that before? Well, you've heard it in different, if you are from the East, Eastern music uses this a lot. Guitar players use it a lot as well, and you'll hear this a lot in jazz improvs. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to have some fun with it, right? The beat is already going. So remember, don't play this faster than you can play it right, okay? And if you realize it's using the same fingering as the major, all right? So it's 3, then 5, all right? So let's look at it. 1, 2, 3, thumb under, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this will not carry through for all the harmonic minor scales, right? So you will have to work through them as you go. But for example, in C major, or for the C minor scale, all right, the C harmonic minor, it's the same fingering again. So 3, then 5. All right, and then you can develop your chords around it. To the 4th. And do it slowly. Alright, you heard that? And when we're looking at modes, you would hear that come into play as well. But there are different songs that you'll hear this in as well. So something like Spirit of the Lord comes upon my heart, I will dance like David danced by the Bible. Spirit, I will dance like David. So on and so forth, right? And there are a lot of different songs that the harmonic minor scale is used in. So it's very important that you learn this scale. All right. So with that, I want you to go ahead, have some fun with it, practice it in the different keys, know the chords that would go with it. So when we're creating the chords around it, let's stop this. When we're creating the chords for scale, we always, especially triads, we always try to use the same notes that are within the scale. All right, so that's the reason we were able to come up with that G major on the 5 chord, because all the notes of that triad was in our harmonic scale. All right, so go ahead, practice it in all the other keys. All right, find your relative major chord. If you know the relative major chord or the relative major scale, you can then find the natural. All right, and then from the natural you can derive your or compose your harmonic. So if I know, say for example, if I know that the relative minor for G is E, I know that in the E minor scale it's going to have all the notes of my G major, right? So this is G major. So I know E minor is going to have all those same notes, right? And if I am only going to raise the 7th, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, instead of playing this, I would play. All right. Hey, you know what? There is a scale called what's it called? I think it's Hungarian, where they sharpen the 4th, but it's the same feel that it gives. So a very popular piece is the right. Let's try to do it. So let's do it here. See that on that 5, it's a major 5, which in our case, as we just explained, was the E major. right? And back to the 1, right? So that's where you are hearing that tonality comes into play for Elise, right? So it's important to know your skills and practice them. All right, even if you're not able to play them in all your keys fluently, you have to start practicing them. Learn it in one key first, then move on to another key, until you're able to do it in all your keys. All right, so that way when you hear music, you can interpret it from an informed position. That is it. Now, remember, the goal is not to be the best in a day. The goal is to become better every time you play. So hey, if you like that one, check out the next one. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and let's be better together.